As you've said, there have been some very serious problems with owners, not least at Reading. Do you feel that the bill does enough to tackle that potentially through the regulator? And also, do you feel there's enough of a fan's voice in that process of raising concerns about owners?
I think it's a good start, but I think there's probably more that can do. The owners and directors test, I don't know whether that's a duplication of the ones that the EFL will do, whether they will hand that over to the independent regulator. We think there needs to be some real-time tracking of what's going on at clubs because they're continuously overspending and risk-taking. So we think the regulator should be taking an overview all the time of what's going on rather than just at the beginning when they purchase.
I concur with the real-time accountability as well and accountancy. I also think that from looking back at from 2016 when we were purchased, it would be a great case study to look at quite simply, and I'm a very simple man, if we could look at West Bromwich Albion when they were purchased in 2016 and use that as a case study. What if the same company came and purchased West Brom now? Would it still be allowed? And if that's the case, then quite frankly there's no point in doing it because it's proven that it was a poor opportunity to buy the club.
In our evidence, we put forward the importance that the independent non-executive director can have, and following up from what you heard from Sanjay, and we think it would be really powerful to have the need to have two INEDs on the board of each club in the bill, and then the regulator can obviously set the guidance and the framework. Of course, we already have that in the Corporate Governance Code, which is set out, I think you mentioned the Companies Act, and where I see it linking across to other areas of the bill is the INED under the Corporate Governance Code already has a lead responsibility to consider stakeholders, and of course in football the stakeholders are the supporters. So I think when we look for improved fan engagement, we don't just look at the fan engagement standard, but we look to the INEDs on the board being there to ensure effective fan engagement is taking place. Also, of course, good INEDs are your early warning system to many other things going wrong. And I really hope, the Minister will be aware of the improvements that have come to national governing body governance through the Corporate Code, and he inherited all that work from the pioneering work that Tracy pushed through. So I really hope we can have the same framework for the football clubs under the IFR.